Can you dream of a world immune to cancer? Hello everyone, my name is Nick and I'm the host of the annual Livestream for the Cure, where content creators and podcasters from around the world join me to raise money for the Cancer Research Institute and immunotherapy research, which is training the body's immune system to fight against all forms of cancer. Over the past 7 years, thanks to the power of indie podcasters and the indie podcasting community and listeners just like you listening to this right now, we have raised over $90,000. And as I record this now, the 8th annual Livestream for the Cure is barreling down upon us really quickly in just about 2 weeks. So join us please from May 29th through June 1st for 48 hours of amazing content from people all over the world and help us fight for a world immune to cancer. I'll now return you to your regularly scheduled programming. Thank you so much. And together, we can make a difference.
You're listening to Potty Mouth Radio, the home of movies, music, television, and comedy. The following podcast contains spoilers and rude words. We watch TV. Hello, Dave, and what a wonderful day it is, my friend.
It is a wonderful day.
Us together strong, my friend. How you been, buddy?
Yeah, pretty good. Not too bad. How about you?
That's good. Well, I've been okay because I got to see some apes riding horses with eagles on their arms and shit, so it doesn't get much better than that. Because this week we got to Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, 2024 American science fiction action film directed by Wes Ball and written by Josh Friedman. It's the standalone sequel to War for the Planet of the Apes and the 4th installment in the Planet of the Apes reboot franchise, the 10th POTA film overall. It stars Owen Teague alongside Freya Allen, Kevin Durand, Peter Macon, and William H. Macy, or William Apes Macy. And what is it about, mate?
We rejoin Earth. An indeterminate, many generations in the future compared to the Matt Reeves started trilogy.
Yep.
And we follow a smart chimp as he meets up with a smart human and a smart orangutan, and then do battle against nasty smart gorilla.
Yeah. Let's get into it then. As you'll remember, I had this, I think, is my second most anticipated.
You got a lot riding on this film because your most anticipated turned out to be a big old bowl of toilet water.
And I can't remember
number
this.
2 from memory.
Yeah, I can't remember. This didn't make your list at all, did it?
No, it was just outside.
Okay,
I was definitely super keen.
Yeah, you were probably smarter than I was, though. Let's get straight into it, though.
Showing your cards.
Well, look, all right. I showed my cards. Let's just get there. I was disappointed in this movie, but I do expect that some of that is probably just because my expectations were far too high. I think this is a perfectly fine movie. I think for a new director coming into this franchise, I think Wes Ball did a really solid job of directing this thing. I think it looks great. It, looks wise, it certainly fits in with the first 3 of the trilogy, which I think are exceptionally good looking films. And
well, I think we both agreed that pound for pound, it's probably the greatest movie trilogy of all time, because there is not a down note. Even Lord of the Rings, is a little flabby in the middle, and the ending, there's a couple of you can find faults if you really look. I really couldn't.
Yeah,
I'd be struggling to be anything other than. Yeah, there's not really faults in that first trilogy.
Yeah, and I think that looks-wise, this meets there. My issues with this really are around the script. And the pacing. I think it's certainly too long.
Oh my God, it's too long.
There are some big inconsistencies and stuff with the apes, but I mean, overall, I thought it was totally fine. It was a fine time at the movies.
Yeah, look, the strong parts of this film are incredibly strong. Yeah, but the things that I'm going to be poking the stick at and pointing out as faults are pretty bad.
Yeah, that's how I feel as well. Let's start with the good, because I do think there's plenty of good. I think, as with the first 3, them apes look fucking great. This is
I want to ask you, as someone with far more technical knowledge than my humble self, is there anywhere to go with CG anymore? I mean, seriously, this is fucking amazing stuff.
It really is, yeah.
What's left to improve?
Yeah.
It literally looks fucking real. Like, I couldn't point, and considering we've come off very recently off the heels of another CG monkey that was a lot bigger and looked just fake as fucking anything.
Yeah.
This was breathtaking stuff. Even better than the first trilogy, I thought.
To answer your question, that is where CG still has to go. Is like, for example, look at video cameras. We are at the point now where anyone just about in the world can make a very good looking movie with just about $0. You could pick up the phone that you have in your pocket and it can shoot something just as good. Yeah,
patently has done that.
That's where CG still isn't at yet, and I think that's where.
Scaling it so that Joe Blow
exactly.
has the tool.
And as you say, that's the difference you can see.
You say I can pick up my phone and do. Well, I can pick up my phone, set the camera to 4K, and put it on video and start filming. I can't make traffic.
No, you still need the skills.
You still need to be an artist and have the skills.
100%.
It's not just having a bit of kit in your hands.
And as a video producer myself, trust me, that sticking point is what pisses me off more than anything, because we are at the point where people are like, oh, I could do that, because yes, as like gear wise you can, but you still need those skills. But we are still at the point with CG where you need the skills and the gear, and the proper gear is inaccessible. Realistically,
I can't go out and buy Maya or whatever.
Yeah, Maya still is like $10,000 software. You can get a student license, which is free for 3 years, which is fantastic, and they don't check your student ID. And no one out there is hearing me say this, but if you need Maya, you can get a student license. And look, I'll
give you a case in point. I owned 3D Studio Max for about a decade.
Yeah.
I won't say where I got it, but I owned it. I didn't go out and make fucking Avatar.
No.
Because I didn't know how to make Avatar. In the same way, I own paints. I haven't made the Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
The tools alone are not
exactly.
enough.
But I do think that is where CG is going to go. Like, the artists who... Talk about this film for a moment. Talking about the apes. The mocap is absolutely incredible. And the mocap is such a strong choice. You know, you talk about the difference between this and King Kong in the most recent piece of shit. Having the actors' eyes actually come through here is such a strong choice, because this movie is 99% CG characters. So you need to be able to sell that emotion.
And could you... I mean, I could very clearly see the difference between Noah and Proxima, who were mocapped, and Orangutan, whatever the other guy's name is, and the ones that weren't.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. I could as well, yeah.
Those two lead kind of protagonist, antagonist were just absolutely... And it's not going to happen, because mocap, but fucking best supporting actor for my man Kevin Durant. Jesus Christ. He was fucking amazing.
But that is where the leap in CG, and in particular in AI, is going to go. We are at the point now where you can do on your phone with apps quite basic motion capture. It must be about 7 or 8 years ago that Adobe released Character Animator, which does basic mocap. It takes your movements and translates it to a 2D character. Wait,
whoa, slow that train. I can do basic mocap on my phone now.
Yeah, there are apps that use AI to replace a human with, a CG character. So
we'll talk offline. I want to know that. That's going to blow my tiny minds.
That's kind of the next step is making it more accessible to people, and even there are varying levels of skills. Anyone can jump on an AI art image generator right now and make some pretty great stuff. But it still does take some level of skill. That's where it's going to go next. But look, that conversation aside, I mean, the CG in this film is incredible. And that is where I think between the first one in this trilogy and now, what we're seeing the biggest difference in is actually the landscapes, the generated environments that you're seeing in this film, because so much of this film is just fake and it looks so good. Let's talk about the cast then. You mentioned your boy Kevin Durand.
Fucking hell! Have you seen? I got carried away, and I think I posted a couple of clips in the listener community. But have you seen the promotional clips that they've been putting out of cast members just talking about the mocap and everything else, where he just drops into the voice? I swear to God, it's like watching Andy Serkis doing his Smeagol. He just flips on a dime and is doing the proximate. Fucking so good.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I think the whole cast is really great, actually.
He and Owen Teague, I think, standouts in terms of. I mean, it's there's not a lot of cast doing a lot.
No. Yeah.
Really, it's only.
Where are you on Freya Allen in this film?
Almost all of the things I'm going to be throwing stones at have to do with her character.
Yeah.
Most of it is not her fault.
Yeah.
But she's not doing a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about the bad then. I mean, this is a very, very standalone sequel. You could go into this without even having seen the original trilogy. All that really matters is Earth is overrun by apes.
You get a little recap at the beginning. The Caesar was a smart monkey and
yeah.
He died many generations later, ... which you go, because if I start, I'm probably going to go for 10 minutes on this. Fucking how bad the writing gets when you get to kind of that aspect of it.
It just, for me, there's lots of things that don't land. And even though I really like the look of the apes, I actually don't even care about the apes in this film, which I think is obviously for me its biggest failure.
We are, and that we are markedly leaving behind that trilogy, and we are in Charlton Heston territory now, where we are very clearly being set up to follow the humans from this point on, I think.
Yeah, and I don't love that because
I
don't care about the humans either. I don't.
No.
I didn't particularly care for Freya Allen in this film. I think that she does some real stupid
she's awful.
shit. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. What was interesting about this trilogy was that you saw the rise of the apes. Like, you saw them kind of step up and stuff. And
they went to all this trouble of giving us understanding and sympathy for the race. And pointing out
that's
that,
exactly right.
Like people, there's a few bad eggs, but by and large, they're all good underneath.
Yeah, and they don't deserve to be kept in cages.
Yeah. And now we've sort of, oh, by the way, here's your new main character, probably for the next film.
Yeah, because this is meant to be a trilogy.
Spoilers, bit of a bitch.
Yeah, I just wasn't a fan. I just don't really care for the way that this trilogy is going. And I mean, it is so cyclical. We've seen a war. we literally just had War for the Planet of the Apes. I don't need to see another war, especially when I don't care about the characters involved. And that seems to be kind of what we're setting up for. Yep.
And look, I know it's probably deliberately ill-defined as to how long this time, but they do say many generations later.
Yes.
And if a generation is, let's say, 30 years.
Yeah. It's got to be more than a decade, otherwise they'd say many decades later. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a generation. A generation is from, you're born up until you have your kids. And so say 30 years, many generation. Let's be conservative and say that's 7. Yeah, I would say many is probably more than that, but we'll say
around
7.
200 years.
So realistically speaking, the textile industry hasn't existed for 200 years. She is wearing a pair of jeans.
Oh my God, that's the first thing I said to Noose too. Why is she wearing clothes?
And everyone else is in fucking loincloths and can't speak. She speaks better than the apes have been speaking for 200 years, and they still speak apes good, humans bad.
Until the plot needs them to know and understand huge words that they would have no reason to know.
Meanwhile, she turns out to be hiding the fact she can't speak and is as fucking erudite as you or I, despite the fact that it has been, quote unquote, many, many generations.
Yeah. Since humans were,
regardless of the fact that, as we find out later in the film, apparently after 200 years, they've still got a full society running that can work fucking satellite dishes.
Oh, yeah, because the power hasn't gone out, Dave.
Look, I'm prepared to admit I don't understand how generators work, but I thought they needed like diesel or something.
Yeah.
They're not magic boxes. Something needs to power the box that then powers other shit. And fuel doesn't last forever. Any petrol, that's why I've got a problem with fucking, 15 years into The Walking Dead and they're still driving around. No, all the petrol is fucking bad. You're not driving your motorcycle, Daryl. Oh, God, this movie got, particularly in that final act where she knows how to fucking use a pistol. She understands all these things. She knows how to fucking use computer chip encryption, hard drive bullshit. And then manages to go back to this. And those satellite dishes look like fucking nuclear bombs that hit them. Half of them were draped on the ground and they plug one thing in and they all come to life and start spinning around and someone's waiting to talk to them.
Yeah.
200 years they haven't used these fucking things. The minute they turn them on, some cunts on the other side of America, hi. Yeah, I've been waiting for you. Has he been sitting there 24/7 his entire life? This movie got fucking batshit stupid.
But I mean, even her clan. What the fuck is the chick from Dollhouse doing sitting there?
Oh yeah, no, I did love a little bit of Ditch and Lackman. I will never complain when she pops up, as she usually does in the last 2 minutes or something.
Right before it gets cancelled.
I love her, and I will always. I like that, but fuck, that entire end was so dumb.
I mean, so much of it. Like, who the fuck is William H. Macy? How does he know what he knows? How does she know what she knows?
Another guy who's fully clothed and speaking, and the apes don't look at him and go, why are the rest of them in loincloths and grunting?
Yes.
Maybe they're fucking faking it. If they're not faking it, why are they reduced to pre-Stone Age?
Yeah.
When the rest of humanity are fully clothed and operating satellite dishes.
Yeah. None of it
like
made
the rest
sense.
of humanity are little bits. It's like 100,000 years of evolution chasm between these groups who are walking distance from one another.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's never explained. Look, and again, it's so clearly, this entire film just felt like it was building up to the next film. That's all this felt like it was for. But where the fuck did she come from? Why the apes, why is Kevin Durand ape looking for her? When he finds her, presumably it's because he thinks she can get into the vault. Why the fuck doesn't he keep an eye on her?
How does he know she can get into the vault?
Yes. How does she know how to get into the vault?
Well, she's obviously been sent on a mission from satellite Ditch and Lackman's satellite people. Fine. They want to get this thing somehow after 200 years of nothing but oral tradition. They know it's in this fucking bunker thing.
Yeah.
And none of it
made any fucking sense.
She goes there without her map because he's got her little fucking crayon map that he had.
Yeah.
She finds it without a map, knows how to get in, all the rest of it. So she's been sent on a mission. Somehow they know about the mission, or they just go, that bitch is wearing pants. Something's up with that. Well, they don't know what pants are. Why are her legs a different color?
Yeah.
Catch her.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're chasing her because she's different. Whatever. They don't know she
and
can
yet
talk.
none of that triggered for Noah and Orangutan Ape. They saw her and didn't think anything was up.
No. Flip it around. If I'm sitting in my house cooking dinner and a fucking chimpanzee comes in jeans and a tank top, I will lose my fucking mind.
Yeah. It just,
and
honestly, the more we talk about it, the more disappointed I am. At the time when I was sitting there in the cinema, I had it, and that's what I need to say.
That's the thing. I was sitting there just agog at how good the visuals were.
Yeah, I had a decent time with the film.
All of the stuff we're saying, I picked up on while I was watching it. It didn't make me as angry as it is now.
Yeah, same. And you got the amazing fucking finale of an ape being pecked to death by eagles. Like, very rarely do you get to see that in today's society. So
not nearly enough.
So that gave me a bit of a thrill. I enjoyed that. It was stupid as all shit. I mean, there's like 400 apes standing around that at any moment could have.
Yeah. Why is there a bird clan? How did that even come to me? We don't see them using the eagles to hunt.
No, but you know what? I actually didn't mind it because, like, humans keep birds and we don't use them for anything. You keep a little budgerigar in a cage just for
mass.
No, but if we could, we would. Only because we don't know how, Dave.
I mean, I'm astonished at how bad the writing for this was.
Yeah, same.
Because I don't know if you've looked. I mean, you've got 3 credited writers, but 2 of them are just there because they worked on the previous trilogy and it's characters created by whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, this is Josh Friedman's film. He wrote it. And his pedigree as a writer is pretty fucking outstanding.
Yeah.
I don't know why this is so shit.
Yeah, I wondered the exact same thing. None of it makes sense to me.
He created Foundation. He wrote fucking Spielberg's War of the Worlds. And I mean, I had some problems with that, but it was pretty good. He created, or was one of the creators of the Snowpiercer TV series, which was fucking great. Avatar Way of Water, which we both liked.
Yeah.
Wrote that. How is this so bad?
Yeah. Look, and I mean, all right, let's get to scores because it sounds like I've been extremely harsh on this. I'm still a 6. Like, I still think that this is a decent time at the movies. If you're willing to just ignore all that stuff and just have fun watching apes ride horses and shit.
I'm a 6 purely because I want to give. I can't go below that in good conscience when Kevin Durand and Owen Teague were so good, especially Kevin Durand. I mean, Christ, if I could give him a best actor, I was only being semi-facetious. I think he is fucking so good in this.
Yeah.
And the visual effects, I think, alone are worth a 6.
And don't get me wrong, when the next film comes out, I'm going to see it. And
100%.
As much as this one disappointed me, I'll probably have that in my most anticipated of that year as well because I like apes.
Oh, so will I, because maybe this was hampered by studios saying, you got to set up a trilogy, you got to set up a trilogy, you got to set up a trilogy. And poor old Josh Freeman went, okay, well, I'll scrap the 70% of the good script I had and I'll put in your bullshit shit that you want me to put in with fucking tied walls and all the rest of it. And maybe it'll be great because, I mean, if this doesn't get all of the awards for visual effects come next Oscars, fucking what's going on?
Well, I mean, who knows? Because Furiosa comes out next week, and I have it on good authority that there was a very attractive visual effects artist working on that who would like an award. So,
can you worked on that? Can you see if they'll do an interview?
No, that's harsh. But that's what we're getting to next week, my friend. Next week we'll be watching Furiosa. So
I may not even be on the record because I may have run away with Anya Taylor-Joy from the screening that we're going to.
I don't think that's going to happen, buddy.
Fucking who's being harsh now?
But very much looking forward to that. And the week after that, I don't know what we're going to get to. We did have IV on the schedule, and I know that you're very excited for that, but I got to tell you, I saw it this week, and I don't know, buddy. I don't know if it's worth talking about.
It's from the makers of A Quiet Place. That was really good.
All right, well, that's it from us this week. If you want to get in touch with us, you can do that at pottymouthradio.com. I'll do Dave a favor here. All the links are there. Just go to pottymouthradio.com. You don't need to go anywhere else.
You can train monkeys.
If you do want to, though, we are on all the socials at Potty Mouth Radio. Don't forget to, I'll just say, don't forget to join the listener community, the Facebook listener community. Very great place. Lots of cool people there, and that's where you can chat to us and chat about all the shows.
And go give us some 5-star reviews.
Give us 5-star reviews everywhere.
Rise rankings and all that
yes,
sort of
because
stuff.
so many shows now. Obviously, there's We Watched a Thing here. There's Hunt for the Perfect Album, the one where we watched, movie reviews in 20 Qs, and Time to Die, our brand new D&D pod. Go check all of them out. But
There's
thank
so
you for
much
listening.
buzz on the streets. Have you heard the buzz on the streets about Time to Die? Yeah. There is buzz on the streets.
All right, and we'll catch you next week.
See ya.
And now, a brief preview of Time to Die, a D&D podcast.
Previously on Time to Die.
Mate, it's the first episode.
Shit.
I'm Paul, and I'm playing Kalana, a stunningly beautiful female high elf who is also a rogue because she has decided she cannot stand the inequalities of a world in which her family and her people have so much more privilege and wealth than everyone else. So she's fighting back against that inequality, one slash of her rapier at a time. Also, don't be confused by the sexy voice that you're hearing now. You just have to imagine it is a sexy female voice. Or if you prefer, Kalana just has a really, really deep voice.
I'm Liz, and I'm playing Umlaut, a young half-orc fighter from the Nibblefeet tribe. She's not the smartest one in the group, but Umlaut's unique perspective, fierce loyalty, and quirky superstitions make her a force to be reckoned with. Plus, she's not afraid to show off her fabulous sense of style, whether she's swinging her great axe or twirling in her pretty pink tutu.
I'm Dave, and I'm playing Falamir Wolfborn, a half-elf wild magic sorcerer. I'm the protector of the natural world, and don't give a shit about mankind or its society, although I do love their ale, wine, and other intoxicants.
I'm Billy, and I'm playing as Thelonious the monk. Get it? A 9-foot-tall, 500-pound tiefling who until recently had never left the monastery. As a man of God, I love shots, rope climbing, and orcs in tutus.
I'm Drew, and I'm your dungeon master.
It's time to die.
Everyone has currently gathered in the small town of Oakhurst. Some of you coming for different rumors of glory, some coming around for also the fine prospects of gold. However, there has also just been flyers posted anywhere and everywhere to try and get this small village's current livestock problem. There seems to be creatures going about in the nearby fields where farmers, they don't want to take their livestock out to graze too far because they end up getting attacked. And a lot of this stems from local fear and superstition of something known as the Sunless Citadel. And so a call was put out, and everyone has decided to make their way into the small village of Oakhurst. And everyone now is currently meeting, I guess, in the bar as we see people move their characters.
It's drinking time.
It's drinking time. You are currently sitting in the Old Boar Inn. Garen,
Cool.
is the barkeep behind the bar. He's ready to serve you. Take your gold. Take your silver.
Right, I approach the barkeep, and I ask him about that very attractive orc wearing the tutu.
He kind of like looks her up and down, and he scratches his face, and he's all like, "Well, I don't really know who she is. She just kind of walked in. But you had that."
Falamir is still sitting in the shadowy corner, finishing his horn of ale, surveying the bar, but not speaking to anyone just yet.
The barkeep pours you a shot of something, Thelonious. You're not sure what it is, but he says, like, "You're gonna need this."
All right, I drink the shot.
You feel a familiar burn in your throat, and reminds you're like, that's dwarven fire whiskey.
I approach the wizard drinking out of his horn, and I say, Hello, I am Thelonious the monk, and how you doing, buddy? What's your name?
Falamir.
That's all you say.
Sorcerer. What brings you to town?
I've never left the temple, you see. I've only ever been inside the temple walls, but I came to spread the word of the Great Lord. Have you heard of the Great Lord? Are you familiar with the Great Lord and his work and his greatness and the Lordness?
Seek more valuable things in life.
Wisdom beyond the ages. What a conversation to overhear. So I'm going to ignore these idiots in the corner who are having this very strange chat. And I'm going to ask, Kalana asks the bartender about this problem that they seem to be having in the local area. What can he tell me about what's been going on?
Let's see, is going to prick up a little bit at the question. She's a little bit interested too as she sits over in the corner.
Yeah. Why don't you give me a persuasion check, see if you can kind of like get a little bit of some information out of him.
Look at that nice high score.
Yeah, that's a good persuasion.
That's a Jane Austen persuasion.
I don't know how to respond to that.
As the only female, I feel like I had to laugh. It's
Literary gags
All
feel
right.
appropriate.
The community in town, they're often fearful of this place called the Sunless Citadel. They know it's there. Not too many people go about it because it's rumored to be cursed. Like long ago, there's like bad juju and mojo. It supposedly belonged to a cult long ago.
Ooh.
You know, most people just try to stay away from it. But lately, something has been kind of like venturing out from the direction of the Sunless Citadel and attacking the local livestock. Cows have been left either dead or left with like deep, deep claw marks. And it usually tends to happen at night, under the cover of dusk.
Amla just quietly whispers to herself, "Oh, but I'm a bit afraid of the dark. This sounds a bit scary."
So that's what the bartenders told us all?
That's what the bartender kind of gives you a little bit of an insight as to what the community itself has kind of been dealing with lately. And, you know, they put out the call for any adventurers to come and try and help with the village. No one's here like really like a hero per se. Like they have a few people who, you know, might put on some armor, and they do have the local town guard, but they need everyone here to try and like keep everybody safe and, you know, keep things kind of, you know, going normally.
Okay, so we need to find the mayor. Sounds like then the mayor is the right person to speak to. Thank you, barkeep. Kalana is going to wander in the direction. Any idea where the mayor is, by the way, Mr. Barkeep?
I think it tells you like if you just go right out the door and you hang a left and straight ahead, it's just beyond the fountain.
Hey, Mr. Monk. Sounds like you're interested in this whole thing as well. Want to go find the mayor?
I'm definitely interested. I asked the bartender for 4 shots of courage before we go.
Kalana scratches her head at this and steps back in like, okay.
I divvy them out to Kalana.
Falamir is impressed by this and wanders over to join these interesting people.
I raise my shot glass to the ceiling and I say, "Friends, let us adventure to find the mayor."
Amla puts her hand up and says, "Can I come with you guys? I'd like a go.
Good.
I'd like to be
Another woman sounds good. Let's do this.
I too wish to find the mayor.
All right, so he tells you to he says that'll be 1 gold for all the shots.
Bloody hell, this place is expensive. It's all buggery.
Okay, I hand over the gold, begrudgingly.
Right, so we've had our drink and we are wandering past the fountain, turn left, right?
Next time on Time to Die.
While they sort of lie down, Umlaut wants to go over to the rat that she killed, and she's going to pull out a small dagger, and she's going to stab it in the eyes.
Fucking dark.
You successfully stab it in the eyes.
Thanks for listening to Time to Die. If you want to get in touch with us, you can do that at pottymouthradio.com or pottymouthradio@gmail.com or on all the socials at pottymouthradio.